What's up guys, Sean here, and it is raining. It's a beautiful day out. Actually, I'm going to show it to you. It's a beautiful rainy day, and there is no better bike for me to be riding and doing a test drive than a 2014 Yamaha Raider with a big 113 1900 cubic inch motor. And I'm going to show you why this is the perfect bike to be riding in the rain. Or is it? Alright guys, let's do the words of wisdom. Colossians 3:2. Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things. Bam! I'm going to show you guys, one, how awesome this bike is. Two, how this bike is tame enough to ride in the rain, but violent enough to wreck. No, I'm just going to not talk about that one. And how to ride a big bike like this in the rain. This bike could be intimidating in the dry. Put it in the rain, this bike could be horrifying. Alright, so first tip. You always kind of not want to be at the power band. You want to be in a little higher gear than what you would normally be in. Sometimes people like to ride and they want to make sure that they always got, if they grab that throttle, they want to make sure they got all the power right there. You want to be the opposite. I could be in second gear right now. I'm in third because because now everything is going to be a little bit more forgiving. I could get on the gas a little too much. It's not going to go as fast. You want to be in high of a gear as you can before it starts to jug and chug and start, you know, brah, 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 you know, kind of bucket at you. Now braking. You want to do most of your braking in a straight line. Anytime you brake when it's wet on a corner, it's gonna increase your risk exposure even more. Another thing you want to be mindful of is this is when tires really start to matter, and not just the brand or the compound of your tire, how old or how worn they are. Now if you have a tire that you're looking at it and it's just worn, it has no more water tread passages, and it's, you know, it's just bare in the middle of it, that could be very dangerous. You're gonna lose traction in times where you don't expect to lose traction, and it could be extremely dangerous. Not as dangerous. It's not going to be as dangerous as if you were in the dry. I'm going to be honest. Now I'm all about putting great tires on your bike, putting new tires and just good rubber on your bike. But if you had to do it, and I've been in this situation, and I had some bad tires, but when it's dry, it's pretty forgiving. It's not going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen. But when it's wet, let's actually see how much grip these tires really have. That's surprising. It's a surprisingly good amount of grip. These are pretty sticky tires. I will say this. You might not be able to see this. I was actually trying to see if I can spin the tire on that white part, because that white part is more slipperier. It's more slippery. That's got to be wrong in like a million different ways. All right, see, it started spinning back there. Definitely started spinning right there. The first time I started spinning, it kept right in the middle. It didn't really move. The second time in second gear, it started kicking out a little bit. And the only way to really know where the tipping point is to kind of hit it. And then you can start, you know, and then you can start be like, okay, that's too much. Let me back off. Let me not do that. Let me not do it that much. Just to really find that line. If the line's invisible, the only way to know it is to cross it. Now, in most things in life, the line's not invisible. If I was turning, if I was taking this corner up here, I would not want to be anywhere close to that yellow line, because that yellow line is going to be more slick than the road is. Another thing, this is when you're going to want to start using your rear brake. If you've not been using it before, that's fine. I really don't use much of my rear brake, but just do a little bit of trail braking if you need a little more brake. If you're coming into a corner and you're like, I want to slow down a little bit, you know, tiny little bit front, but you know, a little more on the back. But you got to be real. This is where the finesse has to kick in. You have to be very light on your back brake, because you can lock that back brake up really, really quick, and that bike's going to slide out from underneath you. And all these reasons, all these things and these points I'm talking about is why I love riding in the rain. It's so much fun. I know there's a lot of fair weather riders out there, and that's fine. You don't want to take the risk. But the other guys, one, either we have to, or two, we just love the adventure. We like the added complexity of riding in the rain, and it really does step up your game and make you a better rider. Being better at riding in the rain makes you better at riding in a lot of different other situations. Now this bike, this Raider 113 Raider, this bike is a lot of fun. It's a 1900cc bike. Has just an ample amount of power all the time, which is really hard to use in this condition. But you can see I'm not just slipping all over the place. Now when your back tire slips, you can survive. You can you know, it's not a big deal. Take your hand off the throttle, you know, throttle down, and it's gonna straighten out. When your front tire slips, there's very little leeway. There's very little forgiveness when your front tire slips. This is what happens. Your front tire slips, and then your friends are picking you off the floor. You know what I mean? It's like it's that fast. It's incredibly quick. And when that's gonna happen is if you do too much braking on the front while you're turning. And this is even slow maneuvers. It happens fast. So that's why when, you know, you just gotta be cautious when you're riding bike in the rain. Do everything a little slower, give yourself more space. Just be a little smarter. But with tire technology these days, I mean, I've had bikes, I've had Michelin double comp 2CTs, Michelin Pilot Power 2CTs, that a lot of track guys, they ride them as their rain tire because they're easier to deal with. And I've been in situations where I'm riding in a downpour, way worse than this, and I'm riding wheelies in the rain, just because that compound has such good traction. Guys, if you're watching this video and it is September, then we are probably still doing pre-orders of our new M1 Moto gloves. The one glove, the one cruiser style, I think it's called the 508. That is lined with Kevlar, and the tactical style, more for like sport bikes and supermotos and stuff like that. That's reinforced with something called super fabric. It is very impressive stuff. You guys should check it out. If you guys want to get in on the pre-order, I'm hoping to get these gloves in by the end of the year. Just go to the top, the first link below. It's at our bikesandbeardsgear.com. You can get Bikes and Beards gear, and you can pre-order the M1 Moto gloves. I don't know how, but my socks, my boots don't look that wet, but like inside my socks are just soaked. Also, if you're looking to buy a bike, check out our website. It's also one of the links below, Srkcycles.com. Alright guys, that wraps it up. I'm gonna leave the camera rolling just in case I wreck the bike and I want to get it on film. Is that too much to ask? Is that morbid of me? Nah. I'm not gonna wreck the bike. Or am I? No, I'm not. It is a beautiful day out, guys. I don't know about you, but I love rainy days. And I don't know why. It's just, it's cozy. Oh, gross. The Nissan Rogue. No, it's the Juke. The Nissan Juke. It's horrible. I saw a funny meme one day. It said condoms. No, birth control. It's like condoms. 96% effective. If you like that video and you want to see more of them, click on the subscribe button. And if you guys didn't know, we also have a motorcycle dealership, Srkcycles.com. We sell and ship bikes all over the country. We have one of the largest inventories in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, which probably means nothing to you because you probably don't live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. But we have a decent amount of bikes. So check out the first link on the bottom is the website, Srkcycles, and we'll see you guys later.